and what women,
Okay.
can require.
Fingers in the way.
And as we talked to him and all the information just came flowing, and everybody that talked to him was like, man, you're so real. You do so much. I mean, you're actually talking to us without a motive, not trying to get with you, not just talking to you as a man. Because we girls, we can talk all the time. But when a man tells you something, sometimes we stand up and pay attention like, dang, is that what they really think? Is that what they really feel? I was thinking this, but he was thinking this. And that happens so often in relationships that the communication is just gone because they think one way and we think another way. We think with our hearts. They just tell me what to do, let me do it, I'm done. Back from point A to point B. Well, Ramsey has really helped a lot. Ramsey is the vice president of Anaji Enterprises. And I'll tell you, working with him has been such a treat. This brother has grown me up too. I'm older than him, but he has grown me up. And our motto is that I do what he can and he do what I want. Because sometimes in being in a business, men sometimes take advantage of you when you're a woman. So having a strong person that has your back, just have your back. And I call him my brother. And he is truly like my brother. From the first time I said, my brother lives in North Carolina. But you are the closest thing to my brother that I have. And then my brother came from North Carolina and met him and said, I proved to him he could be my stand-in. So I am going to right now give you So Says Mr. Thunder, Mr. Ramsey Thunder. Give it up for him.
Give a round to Annette, she's beautiful. If it wasn't for her, all this wouldn't be possible. We all got to start somewhere, right, ladies? All right. Well, the whole point of this conference is to kind of put the ball back in your court, okay? Because as women, you are in control of the situation. Let me ask you this. How many of y'all bought the Steve Harvey book? One? If you did, throw it away. All right? If you listen to anybody telling you about the Steve Harvey book, let it go over your head. All right? Because the one thing I want women to understand is because you are a woman, you'll never ever be able to think like a man and be successful in the end. So let me give you a little bit of my reason for even doing this. All right? Coming up, I was an odd one in my family, so I was the ugly one. All right, in a blended family. I was the only light-skinned person in my family. It was either white or you was black. I was the only light-skinned one. In my neighborhood at the same time. Time went on, I finally started getting attention. Didn't know what to do with myself. But the attention kept coming to me. I never went and sucked it out. It always came, all right? And it always came from beautiful women. And in the midst of me being that type of person, I ended up being somebody who started with a P, which is a player. Now the most profound word that starts with a P is power. Anything in this world that has to do with influence starts with a P. Think about it. You got a preacher, you got a pimp, you got a pastor, and most importantly, you got the president, and let's not forget the Pope. The power of the P. I was using that, all right? But I was using it for all the wrong reasons. Because it was coming to me so easy, I had no problems. I thought I had game, I had swag, whatever. But then God did something to me because he needed to change my life. He gave me a woman. I had a daughter. And when I saw that baby girl, I realized that in the process of me being the P, whatever it was, pimping, playing, preaching, whatever I was doing to get that attention, I was going to be raising a woman to seek somebody out just like me. No good as Negro. That's what path I was on. So I took a look at myself and I said to myself, is this really what you want for your daughter? Because now I had seen all these women I was dealing with as somebody else's daughter. And I felt sad that these women will put themselves in situations because they didn't have the empowerment to take control of the situation. Now, women, you are a gift to men. It's in the Bible. Men were pitiful by themselves anyway. But God put you on this earth because we need you. All right? Not only do we need you, as women, you are raising men. Okay? Now, men need to step their games up, okay? Take care of their kids and do what they gotta do. Okay? But God gave each one of you women something that we don't have. Intuition. A woman's intuition. How many times have you thought something about a man? He wasn't doing right. He was out in the streets. He was texting a little chick on the side. You ran through his voicemail, his Facebook, and boom, you were right. But what do we want to tell you? You wrong for doing that. You wrong for seeking that out. You're not wrong. It might not have been the right way to go about it, but you're not wrong, but you have the intuition. I want you to understand that you need to go with that. All right? Because if you don't empower yourself to take control of the situation will take control of you. And that's what the power of the P is. You go with that and you get stuck in this rut of being, that's what I deserve. You don't deserve a man like that. So what do? You go for your wants. I want a brother who's 6 foot tall, chocolate bald head with a nice body. I want a light-skinned brother with pretty hair, big feet, whatever. I want somebody to give me a pretty baby. I want somebody that I can present to my mama and she'll be proud. But none of that is what you need. That's the difference. Once you realize it's what you actually need, and instead of focusing on what you want from a man and start focusing on what you need for yourself, you will realize that a man is not that important. Because at the end of the day, ladies, if you're not married or in a committed relationship, who do you go home to? Yourself. Who's the most important to you? Yourself. If you don't work on yourself, a brother like me, in the power of the P, will work on you and keep you under the thumb. Now, the difference between me and most other brothers out here, and I do have to apologize for them, is that I never did it to harm you. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I was enjoying the ride. But at the same time, I was hurting you. And in hurting you, I was hurting myself because I held myself back. Because I'm a better man than that. And I'm still learning. That's part of what we're doing right now is the learning process. As a man, most men will not come to you because they don't know how. All right? Now, ladies, if you empower yourselves and do the right things that you're supposed to do, men have no choice but to fall in line. Right. Now, you may still have some off to the side that want to stay in that power of the P. They're going to keep those type of women. We can leave them where they at. Because at some point in time, history will repeat itself. It's proven. It's happening right now. Families. We don't have families. Ladies. Single mothers. Trying to raise boys. The best you can. I appreciate that. Because I had one, my son, with my fiance right now. I was gone. I was there, but I really wasn't there. I wasn't being a man. Right. So when I came full circle behind the power of the P and realizing that it's not about me, it's about you, I had to step my game up. God brought me what I needed. What I needed was a strong woman to put me in my place. My head's big already. But to shrink it down and bring me to reality and realize that I don't have the power because you do. Who's going to let me in your house? You. Who's going to pick me up if I want to ride? You. All right? It happens. It happens all the time. But the one thing you'll find is once you find God and find yourself, you don't need nobody else because God already has that man for you. All right? When he wrote the books and said, I'm going to put you on this earth, I have to create this for you. He's out there, but you keep going to your wants. And in the process of wants, you will pass up and neglect your needs. Ooh. How many of y'all know Belle Biv DeVoe? Ooh. That girl is poison. Poison. Deadly. Moving in slow. Looking for a mellow fella like DeVoe. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. That was the jam. That's what I wanted. I wanted a big booty and a smile. Ooh, I wanted one so bad. And I got it. Many times. Why? Because I had the power of the people. But, do I have that now? No. It's not what I need. It is not what I need. It was actually bad for me, ladies. It was bad. It was bad for me. Because I was neglecting myself. Same thing with you ladies. You want this type of man, you go out, you find him, you bring him in, and find out that's not really what you want. Let me break down something for y'all, okay? I consider women art collectors. Alright? And men, we're art. We're pieces of art. And as an art collector, what you do, you want to fill your house up, your hall up with nice pictures, artwork. So you go out, you buy a piece, you hang it up. You're not satisfied with it. So you go buy another piece, hang it up. You're not satisfied with that one, so you buy another piece, hang it up. You're looking for something that's priceless. Something that nobody else can say they have in this world. Now you found it. You found it. You found that man who's priceless. Now you put him in your house. And you sit back and you look at him like, yeah, you're exactly what I want. And you walk away from it. Then you go tell your girls, girl, I got this piece of art in my house and it's priceless. Ain't nobody else got it. But your girl gonna go tell you, you know what? That ain't nothing. Think about it. The most priceless piece of artwork in Roman Greek mythology is of a torso of a woman. She doesn't have a head. She don't have no legs. She don't have no arms. And a piece of her chest is cut off. But it's priceless. Now you go out and get this priceless piece of art and put it in your house. And you're showing it off. And then your girls tell you, girl, that's flawed. Something is flawed about it. Something ain't right. It's missing the head. It's missing the arm. Girl, why you put that in your house? Same thing with a man. When you find your priceless man, you found a flawed man. Because we're not perfect. But somebody would rather direct you to recognize the flaws in the man rather than understanding why that man is flawed. Right. That piece of artwork is flawed because it went through time. It weathered the storm. It's got history. As a man, I have history. And if you don't know anything about my history, I can tell you anything and sell you a future with me. And that's what's going on right now, ladies. That's what's going on right now. Because men are not directing men the way they're supposed to be. Women are not helping other women. They're hating on women. Because they don't want you to have what they got. And they dang sure don't want to see you happy. Because to see you smile is a slap in their face because they didn't beat you there. But see, they'll do it in your face. A man will do it behind your back. In a minute. In a minute, ladies. So how many of y'all have had a relationship where you thought you had that man? You had him in your hands. You had that. And then all of a sudden, it just was gone. And you wondering why this happened to me. So you seek validation in the world, in society. You go out to the church, or you go out to a woman's organization, or you go have lunch with somebody so they can talk to you. But what society has provided, they have provided a means of failure that is acceptable in anything that women do. That's why I talk to you, because it really goes to you. If you think about it, public housing, grandma's house. Grandma, daughter, son, grandbabies, even grand-grandbabies is in the house. The government would say, don't get yourself together. We'll pay for you to stay right here. Don't get yourself together. relationships, marriage. Society has provided a way for you to be a failure in it. You don't like your man, you don't want to, don't get a divorce. Get married 3-4 times. Matter of fact, we'll make the brother pay for you while you divorce him. Children, you have a child. You don't want to deal with that man, that's cool, that's okay. Get rid of him. We're going to make him pay for you. Society is creating ways for women to be successful in failure and making it be okay. It's not okay. It is not okay.
Right.
And men are following right along with y'all because we have no standards to meet. We're already picking up the trash off the ground, so we can do what we can play with it for a minute, and then toss it. Go on to the next one. I want that to stop right now. Are y'all ladies ready to stop that cycle right now? Clap your hands if you're ready to stop that cycle. Now the last thing I want to leave y'all with is this. I love women.
Me too.
That's my problem.
Mine too.
Okay? I can admit that. I'm a man. I love women. But see, every problem has a solution. Right? Right? Am I right? Every problem has a solution, right? E equals MC squared came out of some type of solution. It was a problem first. E equals MC squared is the solution. The most profound tool in education that helps you solve problems is a calculator, right? How many of y'all took math class and didn't want to do the long math and plugged it in the calculator? The calculator allows you to provide a problem, plug in a little whatever you got to put in there, and then it gives you an answer. But the one thing it don't give you is the solution. That's what I'm here today to do, is give you all the solution. The solution to understanding a man is get to know him first. Be able to take the shades of them rose-colored glasses off of want and be able to soak in the needs and realize that this might not be for you, and be okay walking away from any situation as a misunderstanding. It's easier to explain a misunderstanding than a problem you created for yourself. Think about it. A misunderstanding is you can explain that. I meant to go left, but I went right. I tried to find hot water, but I got in trouble with the St. Patty's Day parade. That was a misunderstanding. You really didn't focus on what you were supposed to be doing. But a mistake is knowing what you're doing. I had a baby with this girl, or I had a baby with this man, and you want to say that that's a problem or a mistake. You knew what you was doing, but you want to explain it as something else. I didn't know what I was doing. I was under the influence of love, or whatever you might call it. Get down to the solution, ladies. Tell these young women at the same time, you deserve better. And the best thing for you is to know yourself. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I see a lot of heads nodding right now. Are y'all thinking right now? Great. Because that's what I wanted. Now, I love the fact that I had men come up here and speak. Now, mind you, that's a brave thing for a man to do. Is to get in front of a bunch of women and explain himself. It's very hard. Think about how Adam felt when he had to explain himself to God. It was troublesome. He wanted to lie. He did whatever he had to do so he didn't get in trouble. And that's what we do as men. We don't want to get in trouble. We want to smooth it on over, make it all right, make you forget about it. What, by any means necessary, whatever your vice is. In the bedroom, in the kitchen, at the movies, whatever it may be, whatever your vice is, we want to focus on that. Don't let us. Find a solution to your man, and in the process you will understand that it's not about the man, it's about the woman within. So says Mr. Thunder. I want to thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate your time, I really do. I hope you learned something, but I'm going to give y'all a treat. I want all the brothers that modeled and spoke to come to the stage. Ladies, now I know that when you saw these gentlemen, there's a question that might have popped up in your head. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask that question and get an honest answer, unmotivated. Because as a man, I've had many conversations with women who just said, Ramsey, I know you're going to tell me the truth, so go ahead and tell me about Lil Ray Ray. And I tell them. But you guys, ladies have to understand, if you don't tell the whole story and you don't give the right problem, you are not going to get the solution. Come on now, fellas.